Hello, and welcome back to Offsides, BUTV's only professional sports talk show. I'm Henry Price.
And I'm Haley Alvarez-Lauto. To kick things off, Pott and Tyler Davis bring us the latest from the Champions League knockout rounds.
Then, Haley will host analysts Matty, Baglio, and Jose Rodriguez as they go head-to-head in a March Madness shot clock.
Finally, we'll turn to Hannah Connors as she recaps the Four Nations face-off.
All this and more, Offside starts right now.
Thanks, Henry and Haley. In previous years, the Champions League format featured 32 teams divided into 8 groups of 4. This year, that's all changed. I'm Pott, here with Tyler Davis to discuss this shift, its impacts, preview the league's elimination round, and more.
In this year's format, 36 teams competed in one large group and each played 8 matches, 4 home and 4 away. To decide those matchups, the teams were ranked into 4 seeding pots, and the teams played 2 opponents from each of these pots. The top 8 teams from the league phase automatically qualified for the round of 16, while teams finishing 9th through 24th played a 2-legged knockout phase to advance to the top 16. According to UEFA, this new format is thought to give a wider range of opponents while also increasing the competition during matches. Ethan, what were some key takeaways from this league phase?
Well, the league phase was a roller coaster, Tyler. Some of the best teams in Europe failed to qualify for the automatic bye to the round of 16, like you mentioned. The most notable of these teams was AC Milan, the reigning Premier League title holders Manchester City, and surprisingly, defending UCL champions Real Madrid. Who could have seen that coming? To make things even better, the 2 champions, Man City and Real Madrid, drew each other in the knockout phase of the playoffs. The 2-legged series kicked off in Manchester, with City taking an early lead in the 19th minute thanks to Erling Haaland. City failed to hold on to the lead in the final third, conceding 3 goals and Jude Bellingham's game winner in the 92nd minute. Just a week later, Kylian Mbappe put on a clinic, sealing their spot in the round of 16 with his first ever Bernabeu Stadium hat-trick in a Real Madrid shirt. What was expected to be a close matchup turned into all Madrid as they took a 6-3 win.
Yeah, Ethan, and I think a result that shocked all of us was AC Milan getting knocked out by Feyenoord. I mean, AC Milan has always been a more dominant club in the Champions League with 7 championship titles to back that up. Watching the game, you would have thought Milan would have won after scoring a goal within the first minute of play, but it all went downhill after Theo Hernandez's second yellow card for diving. Hopefully the round of 16 doesn't look this brutal. One of the matches I'm excited for here is Barcelona and Benfica. Now, I'm definitely biased as a Barca fan, but I think this will be a pretty easy win for Barcelona. They're first in La Liga, plus they've already beaten Benfica before. I also think that Barca has more consistent goal scorers. I mean, we've got Rafinha, who got the game-winning goal last matchup.
I think one of the other standout matches is PSG versus Liverpool. You have 2 table toppers, PSG in Ligue 1 and Liverpool in the Premier League. This will definitely be a competitive matchup. I mean, they're pretty much fighting over who's the better top team. However, I think that Liverpool is definitely going to pull away with the win on this one. Not only have they been great during the regular season this year, but they're absolutely dominating the Champions League, ranked first in the standings. They have firepower in Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo, both with 3 goals apiece in this UCL campaign, and about a half dozen young former academy players. If the Reds continue the form they've been in as of late, I don't see a way where Coach Arne Slot and friends don't push past PSG and any other opponent.
In the round of 16, we've also got the Madrid derby, Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. I think this will be an interesting matchup because they sit 2nd and 3rd in La Liga standings, Real Madrid being in that 2nd slot. In their last meeting, the teams tied 1-1, so it's really a toss-up of which Madrid will prevail. Looking to the battle of the Bundesliga, we also have Bayern Munich versus Bayer Leverkusen. It's the same situation here. These are the top 2 teams in Bundesliga facing off against each other, so it's as much as a mystery to me of who will win it.
It's looking like there will be a lot of exciting matchups coming up in the round of 16. Anyway, that's all we've got time for right now. Next, we'll kick it over to Haley, Matty, and Jose for a March Madness shot clock.
Welcome to our second shot clock of the season. I'm Haley Alvarez-Lauto, and today analysts Matty Baglio and Jose Rodriguez will battle it out over their takes on this year's March Madness. They'll get 25 seconds in each of the 5 rounds to share their 2 cents from the sidelines. Points will be awarded after each round, and the analysts with most points will take home the gold. So let's get started. Matty, which Power 5 conference will make the best run?
The SEC has been a powerhouse in college basketball this year. The conference holds 8 of the top 20 ranked teams, and all but 2 programs have a winning percentage above 500. I expect teams like the number 1 ranked Auburn Tigers, led by Janai Broome and Denver Jones, and the number 6 Alabama Crimson Tide, led by Mark Sears and Grant Nelson, to have long runs in this year's tournament. The Southeastern Conference could even have 3 of the 4 number 1 seeds in the tournament.
I'm going with a Big Ten led by conference leader Michigan State and Michigan. The Spartans and Wolverines have all eyes on them after an impressive conference campaign. The Big Ten also has top 20 teams in Wisconsin, Maryland, and the reigning national championship runner-up, Purdue.
With the excitement coming out of Michigan State and Michigan alone, the Big Ten has clearly caught our attention, so I'm going to give the first point to Jose. Compared to the other Power 5 conferences, they've given the SEC the most trouble, so seeding isn't everything. So Jose, which team do you think will make a Cinderella run?
I got the Drake Bulldogs will have a strong run in March Madness for several reasons. They employ a solid defensive strategy that makes it hard for opponents to score, and their players are well coordinated and disciplined. Their offensive is versatility with multiple players able to score from different positions. Overall, their success is driven by a combination of skills, strategy, and teamwork.
Out of the Ivy League, I've got the Yale Bulldogs. This year's projected Ivy League champion sits in first place after winning 12 straight Ivy League contests. Senior wing John Poulikitis leads the Bulldogs with 19.1 points per game and is shooting 41% from 3. Yale is also 9th in the country in defensive rebounds. I expect Yale to pull off a couple upsets using their high-volume three-point shooting to stun Power 5 opponents.
You both picked Bulldogs, but one team is more promising and has a nastier bite. I have to give credit where credit is due, and that's to Drake, who just secured the number 1 seed going into the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. The score is now 2-0 to Jose. Matty, who do you see being crowned most outstanding player?
Well, it's gotta be Cooper Flagg. The Duke freshman has been lighting it up and is a household name in just his first 2 months in Durham. He's shooting just under 50% from the field and 37% from 3. And don't forget, he's a power forward. In January, Flagg dropped 42 points, an all-time ACC freshman scoring record, against Notre Dame. His combination of pure athleticism and natural basketball IQ make him a force to be reckoned with and an easy MVP of a Blue Devil team that many project to make a Final Four run.
Janai Broome is gearing up to be a strong contender for the most outstanding player in March Madness. Thanks to his remarkable scoring ability and versatility on the basketball court, Broome constantly rises to the occasion, showcasing not only his offensive prowess but also his strong defensive capability. If he maintains this level of expectation performance throughout the tournament, the MVP title will likely be within his reach.
To be the most outstanding, you have to have the most impact, and Cooper Flagg consistently makes crafty plays on both sides of the court, which is why I'm giving it to Matty. That being said, Janai Broome will definitely put on a show, especially considering he has a better box plus minus than Flagg, so it'll be close. The score is now 2-1, so Jose, which team are you expecting to play the best defense?
I have the Arizona Wildcats from the Big 12 Conference. They have a reputation for being a solid defensive team in college basketball. Their defense strategy often emphasizes pressure and forcing turnovers, which can disrupt opponents' offensive flow. While their overall effectiveness can vary from season to season, depending on the players and coaching strategy, they have constantly been nationally recognized for their defensive capabilities.
The Big 12's Houston Cougars are poised for a solid run in this year's tournament and have been incredible defensively thus far. The Cougars lead all of college basketball, holding their opponents to just 57.8 points per game. People say that the phrase defense wins championships is just a myth, but the Houston Cougars bring it to reality. Since joining the Big 12 in 2023, they have been the regular season conference champs twice in 3 years due to their high point differential, which currently sits 4th in the nation at 17.1.
Even though I've been seeing big moments from Arizona's Carter Bryant and Toby Owaka, Houston's defensive efficiency has blown everyone out of the water. Matty, you win this round, which ties it up at 2-2. All right, you know I have to ask, which school do you think will cut down the nets after winning it all?
I got to go with the Auburn Tigers. They've been the #1 team in the nation for weeks, and they've only lost once in competitive SEC play. They've proven to be highly efficient against good opponents, and they're 5th in the nation in points per game. They're shooting 48.4% from the field and 35.4% from three. However, the best part of their game is that they take care of the basketball. They've given up the 4th lowest turnovers in the country and make quick work in their offensive possessions. I expect the Auburn Tigers to make a big run and bring home the trophy in San Antonio.
Duke is a strong contender for the championship this season, featuring elite recruits and experienced players. With a skilled coaching staff and a talent for creating turnovers, they perform well in close games. Their solid team chemistry and experience under pressure, along with a legacy of success, puts the Blue Devils in a favorable position for a championship run.
It hurts me to see the most exciting teams this season pitted against each other. The Tigers have grit and Duke has poise, but Matty made the strongest case, especially considering Auburn's safety with the basketball. That brings the final score to 3-2. Jose, you kept it close, but Matty takes the win. That's all for today's March Madness Shot Clock. Next up, Hannah will share her thoughts on the Four Nations face-off.
In hockey news, the first ever Four Nations tournament recently wrapped last week with Team Canada taking down Team USA in an overtime win at TD Garden. I'm Hannah Connors, here to break it all down. Hoping to excite fans mid-season, the NHL introduced the Four Nations Face-Off this year to replace the traditional All-Star Game, which has struggled with viewership in recent years. For instance, the 2024 All-Star Game averaged only 1.4 million viewers on ABC, marking one of the lowest ratings since 2015. This trend reflected a broader disinterest in the All-Star format. Unsurprisingly, the Four Nations Face-Off was a total success. The championship game between Canada and the US drew a massive audience with 16 million viewers across North America. This included 9.3 million viewers in the United States and 6.3 million in Canada. This game became the most viewed non-NFL game ever on ESPN+. In the tournament, each team played the other 3 nations in a round-robin format. Like the NHL, the tournament used a point system to determine its seeding, but unlike the NHL, a 3-point system was used. 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss, and 0 points for a regulation loss. The team with the most points after the round robin competed in the championship game. Each game was hard-fought contest, including Canada's 4-3 overtime win against Sweden, the US's 6-1 win over Finland, and Finland's triumph over Sweden. The US also defeated Canada 3-1, while Canada bounced back with a 5-3 win over Finland, and Sweden edged out the US 2-1. This set up a decades-long hockey rivalry between Canada and the US to take place in the championship game. In a thrilling conclusion, Canada emerged victoriously over the United States in front of the sold-out TD Garden. The scoring opened with Nathan McKinnon netting the first goal for Canada. But standout for the U.S., Brady Tkachuk scored the equalizer, ending the first period tied 1-1. In the second frame, Sam Bennett put Canada ahead with a power play goal, only for Jake Sanderson to tie again for the U.S. The third period saw intense back-and-forth action, but neither team could break the deadlock, sending the game into overtime. Canadian goalie Jordan Binnington made crucial saves throughout the game, including 6 in overtime, keeping his team in contention. Unsurprisingly, Connor McDavid, who has the 4th most points in the NHL with 74, scored the overtime winner for Canada. The US-Canada series highlighted the ongoing political tension between the two countries, with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tweeting, "You can't take our country and you can't take our game," after the conclusion of the championship in response to Donald Trump's threats of annexing Canada. Fans bought into the political undertones of the match, which definitely contributed to high viewership of the championship game. I think all viewers can agree that this tournament was much more than just simple hockey games. With references to the iconic Miracle game that American hockey fans know and love, and legend Wayne Gretzky serving as honorary captain for Canada, the event was filled with emotion and significance. Adding to the emotional weight of the tournament, Johnny Gaudreau, who tragically passed away this past August, was honored during the championship game. Mike Eruzione, the honorary captain for Team USA, wore Gaudreau's number 13 jersey. Fans from all teams chanted Johnny Hockey during the game, paying tribute to Gaudreau and his brother Matthew. This touching moment resonated deeply with the hockey community and the Gaudreau family. The experimental tournament, held in a non-Olympic year, allowed the NHL to explore new options for exhibitions and events. Next year, the tournament will not take place because, for the first time since 2014, NHL players will be able to participate in the Olympics, held in Milan. Nonetheless, the undeniable success of this tournament has opened new doors for professional hockey, showcasing the growth and popularity of the sport. This success could lead to more innovative tournaments and events in the future, providing fans with even more exciting hockey action to look forward to. The NHL's willingness to experiment and adapt is a promising sign for the future of the sport.
Thanks, Hannah. That's all we have for this episode of Offsides. If you're interested in joining our team, please email us at offsides@butv10.com.
Also, be sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram and X at Offsides10.
On behalf of our entire cast and crew, thanks for watching and have a great night.
Curry